2, 3, 4.
Run up your engines! Today I'm going to talk about an interesting car information system that I've been testing out. It's called Car Lock, and what it is it's a little transmitter that sends information about your car, either on your cell phone, on your laptop, whatever you want. Now these type of systems have been used for years in the trucking business, where they'd have them on the truck so they could see where the trucks were with GPS, how fast they're driving. Now the truck drivers, they didn't really like it. Because then the owner could see, are they speeding? Are they hanging out in front of Joe's bar all day long? I mean, but that's where it started from. Now back in the day, these monitoring systems cost a whole bunch of money. Now they come way down. This particular one you can get for 49 bucks. And yes, to be honest, there's a subscription fee. You get the first month free, then you pay $10 a month for monitoring the system, which is pretty cheap if you think about it. Now these things are simple to set up. You just buy one of these and then get the app on your phone. I got my trial phone now. I use this one to test everything out. I'm not going to put wacky possible software on my Samsung S10 and ruin my phone or get hacked into my bank account. So I got a phone. The only thing I use it for is testing out stuff. And believe me, I've tested a lot of crappy things on these phones, and then I even erase them from that. But in this case, it's a pretty good app. We just go to Car Lock. Here we go. It even shows you where you're at right now. Now, unlike a lot of the cheaper Chinese-made ones, you don't need a SIM card. Everything's already built into this thing. I tried out other ones. You had to have your own SIM card. You had to deal with all that crap. This is a fully enclosed thing. You don't need anything else. You just plug it into the OBD port under here. There's the little stinker. Plug it in. Wrong way. Plug it in the right way. That's it. Now start the car up and check it out. Now you can play around with the things to your heart's content. That's green if you want. You can make an area and lock it, and if the vehicle goes outside that area, it'll send you a message telling you that it's gone outside the area. And if you want to set it up, it can even give a rating from 0 to 100 of the driving. Doesn't brake harsh, doesn't accelerate too fast. If it does, it takes points off and tells you everything that happened. It's pretty cool. Help you find problems. If somebody's trying to steal it and it's being picked up with a tow truck, it'll show vibration. If your battery's draining, it can show you that. And if somebody disconnects the vehicle, it can tell you that. Somebody's driving it, got a teenage kid or something, they unplug it, drive like a maniac, it'll tell you they've unplugged it, and you'll know. You may find out things you don't want to find out about if they don't unplug it, how fast they're actually driving. Realize that sometimes ignorance is indeed bliss. Now I've connected it to my matrix because I'm going to drive like a maniac. I don't want to ruin a customer's car, so as you can see, I've connected it. Now I'm going to disconnect it. You can see here, it sends me a message. Device disconnected, May 1st, 1523. So, it tells you all kinds of stuff. It tells you if the vehicle is being started. It can send you messages. Now, you can turn these things on and off at your heart's desire. It's not all the time. You can set them whatever you want. And it also shows you if you drive like a maniac and where you're driving. Watch this. We'll get going here. We'll do some harsh acceleration. And some harsh braking. Notice this Matrix does not have ABS. It was made in Canada, in Cambridge, Ontario, and it did not come with ABS, which I like. I can stop faster that way because I know how to drive. And we'll do a little more crazy turning and maybe a little bit of lane waggling back and forth. Well, now I'm safe back home. Let's see what the machine says. Here we go. It shows my crazy trip that I did. And just to test it out, I unplugged it again, and it says device disconnected. It knows I unplugged it. And it sent me text that says vehicle had harsh acceleration and harsh deceleration. Now, you can get a lot of information from these things, and what you do with that information and what that information is, maybe you won't be happy with it. Perhaps you'll end up saying, my husband Fred is spending an awful lot of time at Charlene's house. His car's parked there for hours. But in this case, don't blame the messenger. The machine is just telling you what's happening. If you want to know what's happening, go right ahead and put it in. Now realize this is now a tiny broadcaster, right? So, don't expect absolute perfection. I notice driving around, sometimes you're going to get drop-offs, glitches. You're going to see where it looks like the car drove in a field where there's no roads. Hey, that's GPS. It's not going to be absolutely perfect. But localized for if your car's being stolen or messed with, that I had absolutely no problems at all. It's in my driveway, I'm in the house, the phone's always going to get the information from this thing. If somebody started it, somebody's driving it, where it's going. Now, of course, hey, any professional thief, they see this thing plugged in, they'll just unplug it, but you will get the warning that it's been unplugged, so you know something's up. And if you want to stop the more amateurish people, you just get an extender. This plugs in here, then this plugs into the port, and you can hide this inside the dash somewhere. So a lot of the ports are relatively hidden away, and it'll just be this plugged in with a wire coming up. Most people aren't even going to notice that. Because let's face it today, car alarms are going off all over the place. Nobody pays any attention. The other day, I was working on a car, and alarms blaring off, and a policeman drives right by. He didn't even slow down. Everybody knows those stupid things are always going off. This is better because it's to you, directly to your phone or your laptop, whatever you want. You can see, hey, it's being driven. Or if somebody is trying to steal it, even with a tow truck, when it picks it up, it feels the vibrations, it'll start making the alarm go off. Let's say you own your car and you haven't been paying and the repo man's here. Well, at least you get a warning that the repo man's taking your vehicle away and you won't wonder what happens. And since this is an OBD2 port that it plugs into, it works on all cars in the United States newer than 1996 because they all use the same port, so you can put it in any car and you can add it to any of the cars. You pay for the one unit and you can program in a bunch of different cars so you can plug it in one or the other if you want. And like I said, you can set parameters, how far you want it to go. You can put a speed limit in. Let's say you don't want them going over 60. You can put 60 in it. And then if they drive over 60, you'll get a text warning, say they're driving 80 miles an hour. It'll send you all that information. It's really a bit of interesting technology from the original truck drivers one, where they're watching fleets of trucks to see where they are. Well, you can see where your little fleet of cars is, how it's being driven, and guess what? Say you forgot to turn your headlights off. You get back, it's going to send you a text that says, large battery drain. You go out and say, oh man, I left my headlights on, turn them off. It's interesting technology. And if you don't mind spending $49 for one of these, then $10 a month for the subscription, pretty cool thing to have. But like I said, just don't expect perfection on the GPS stuff. Heck, even on my $1,000 Samsung cell phone that I use all the time, sometimes that GPS gets a little bit glitchy, and that's using Google software, so that could be a little bit off, but it's extremely accurate when it's where you are. Plus it has a find my car. You leave that thing in and you park somewhere, you forget where your car is, push the button, it'll lead you right to the car. No more worrying about where is my car. It'll show you. And the cool thing about that part of the app is this. You don't have to turn it on, get out of the car, set it. It automatically knows where your car is. Go to a football game, if they open everything up eventually, in a giant parking lot, you forgot where the heck you parked, push the button, it'll show you right where your car is. And since it's Mechanic Monday, I'll be giving one of these car locks away to have a chance to win. Place a clean, non-offensive comment on the YouTube comments below, and a winner will be chosen randomly by computer to get one of these cool little devices so you can learn more about what your car's been up to. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Fast Daddy's on the Run says, I got a 2015 Nissan Rogue. It won't crank or start. It says P0890 on the trouble codes. Transmission control module, power relay sense circuit low, and U1117. TCM is unable to receive CAN communication signal. You obviously have a problem in the transmission control module system because it's got two codes for the same thing. Now, do check the power, do check the ground wiring for it. Make sure it's not that. But I work on a lot of those Nissans, and from my experience with those, it's almost always the transmission control module has gone bad. They have crappy modules. You're going to have to pay a mechanic to put one in and reprogram it. Even if you bought one and put it in, the car still wouldn't start because it would have to be reprogrammed. But from my experience on those, the transmission control modules go all the time. You know, that year Nissan, that was long after Renault took over and the quality's gone. You know, French cars have electronic problems. Nissans always did. Now they have even more. You're probably going to need a transmission control module. Like I say, do have the wiring and the ground checked. It could be that. But all the ones I ever fixed with that, I had to replace the transmission control module, and then it would start running again when it had those particular codes. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.